Skip it up and that up. One of the lessons I've learned throughout the few years I've been doing Review Tech USA full time and the many mistakes I've made doing Review Tech USA is to think before you react. Look at a situation, look at an article, look at information you've been given, and don't just run to make a video because you're really impassioned about what you heard. Sit back, think, look at the whole situation or do research and take a step back and really think about what's going on, because sometimes the popular opinion isn't always the right opinion. Now, why am I saying all this? Well, recently there was a video up on YouTube. It's pretty much viral. It has over 500,000 views, where a YouTuber named JP, I'm going to show footage of that video, his video in this video, where he uploaded a video going through GameStop's dumpster. And he found a whole bunch of games, recent stuff too. There was even a copy of Grand Theft Auto 5 in there. And he was pretty pissed off at it. Now, I'll give you my opinion on the video after I show it, but here is the actual footage of him going through GameStop's dumpster. Take a look.
What is up, guys? I am here at a wonderful GameStop dumpster. Look at all these games that they throw away. So here's something I want to figure out. GameStop, I have a question for you. Let's use this bag as an example. Why is it that you throw away all of your items instead of donating them to kids? Let's say we got Madagascar, you could donate this to a hospital. You've cut the disc. Let's say we got Ninja Gaiden. You've cut the disc. Battlefield, you've cut the disc. SOCOM, I'm glad you cut the disc. Call of Duty, cut the disc. MLB, cut the disc. Mass Effect, cut the disc. You've cut the disc on every single disc there is. And I even found Grand Theft Auto 5 in here. That is a new game. Why would you cut the disc? Halo, cut the disc. GameStop. Power to the players? Really? Why don't we go ahead and show everybody else what you're doing as well? An entire box full of, let's see, more games. Whatever this is, you've cut the cord. Controllers, you've cut the cord. Everything in here is broken and useless because you couldn't donate it because y'all are cheap. You buy your games cheap, you sell your games high, and you're cheap. This. I can actually probably still use this. There's no way for you to cut the cord. Point being, let's see, what's the most expensive item you have in here? Turtle Beaches. Did you? Yes, you cut the cord. What is wrong with you people? You can donate this. You can give this to people. You can give this to hospitals. You can actually write that off as a tax write-off. You know what? You may have cut the Turtle Beaches, but I can splice that cable. It's a good thing I know electrical engineering. Whatever this is, you've cut the cord on everything. GameStop, you're horrible.
All right, so there's a little more of the video if you want to see it. I'll have a link to it below. You could check it out there. And the guy seems like he's a good guy. I'm sure his intentions were noble. I'm sure he didn't do this to stir up controversy, but whatever. But the video where I scratch my head with this is the title of the video is GameStop is cheap and greedy. So he goes through the dumpster and he's looking at all these games, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, how does this make GameStop greedy? Why would they just want to throw? So he's showing all these games. There's new games, or not new-ish. There's even Grand Theft Auto 5 in there, Mass Effect, games that Battlefield, games that people would buy, and they're in the garbage. And I'm thinking to myself, now, of course, if you look at them on camera, you only see the big gouge that GameStop put in the disc to make it unusable. But I'm thinking there had to be some other issue with these games when they tested them for them to throw them out, because what other incentive would GameStop have to throw at a game unless it's not working? If anything, they would want to make that game work so they could take it and resell it. So what would be the point of putting a big hack into the game, cutting the disc and throwing in the garbage? And say, for example, like they got the game as a trade-in from somebody and they took the game as a trade-in, they gave the guy whatever store credit, they thought the game worked, but then they sold it to another customer. The customer comes back and pisses and moans, which they have the right to. They come back and complain, saying the game doesn't work. They try the game again, it doesn't work, so they throw it out. That's what happened there. Why would they just throw at a game that's working? Why would they just hand somebody store credit and just say, "Hey, you know what? This game, we're just gonna, put a big slice in it and throw it in the garbage." They're not a charity. That doesn't make any sense. So cheap and greedy, wouldn't they want some way to recirculate that game and make money off of those games that they threw in the garbage? It would be dumb. It would be the stupidest business decision on the planet to just throw out games. Think about it. There's no reason to do that. It's not like GameStop is selling perishable products like food or drinks that only have a certain shelf life. No, these are games they could sell, but there had to be a reason for them to throw them out, and more than likely they didn't work properly. They were probably trades that went bad. They sold them to another customer. That customer came back, said the game only works for about a half an hour. They may have tested them out in the store, found out they didn't work, and they put that big slice in them. Here's the reason why they did it. I almost forgot to mention this, man. You know what people do? They do like what he did. They do dumpster dives in GameStop dumpsters. And what they may do is, even if the game doesn't work, if GameStop didn't do that slice in them, even sometimes if a game looks okay, there may be a defect with the disc where the game doesn't work. So what you may have scumbag people do is go dumpster diving in GameStop dumpsters. If they didn't do these slices, take these games, maybe try them out, be like, oh, it doesn't work, but you know what? It looks okay, so I could sell this on eBay or sell this on Craigslist and say it's a working game and just make an easy $20 off it. That's why they put the slices in them too. They're not just being scumbags. They're making sure people don't be dirtballs themselves, go into these dumpsters and try to sell people broken games. Now let's also go into the hardware, the controllers, the headsets that this guy found. He's saying, oh, they just cut the cord on them. How do you know they worked? You know, I grew up with a father who was an electrical engineer. You know how many times I would see items that, or pieces of electronics, I mean to say, that looked like they were in perfect working order and were completely bricked because maybe there was a pull in the cord, or the cord was in, or the connection was intermittent and you can't see it, or the wire actually the wire inside of the cord is broken and you just can't see it. You have no idea of the condition of that hardware, of those headsets, of those chat pads, whatever else you found. You're just looking at the aesthetic saying, oh, it looks okay, so it must be fine. You know, if you're an electrical engineer, which I saw you another video where you showed yourself at your job, you seem to be, you know very well that sometimes something may look okay, but it may be totally broken. Again, you don't, and why would GameStop not want to sell this stuff? Why would they not want to make money off this stuff? Of course they would. The last thing they want to do is see their trade-ins or see products that they have go into a dumpster. They rather make money off them than just throw them away and lose money. It just doesn't. The whole GameStop is cheap and greedy title of the video just doesn't make any sense. No corporation with even a minuscule amount of brains, of business sense, would do this. They would find any way possible to keep as many products as they can and try to sell them to make themselves as profitable as possible. It just doesn't make sense. The whole video just doesn't make sense. And the third thing the guy says in his video is, why didn't you just donate this stuff? Don't you think if this stuff was working that they would donate it? That's proof even more so right there that the stuff, obviously all these discs and everything and all these peripherals and hardware that you found in the dumpster are gimped or not functional. Because don't you think they would want to send this stuff out to charities and orphanages so they could get a tax write-off? Because when you donate things, you can get a write-off on your taxes. Don't you think that would be in a corporation's best interest, is to donate some of their products to get a tax write-off instead of just throwing it away? Come on, guys, that's what I'm saying. You have to think outside the box a little bit. The whole video of them being greedy doesn't make any sense. If anything, it would be GameStop is wasteful and stupid and doesn't want to make money. That should have been the title of the video. I promise you, and I'm 99% sure of it, everything that was in that dumpster, maybe there was an oversight somewhere, but everything that was in that dumpster probably didn't work properly and they had to take a loss on it. That's the only reason any company would throw a non-perishable product. Come on, man. So the bottom line is, just look at everything from a neutral perspective and think outside the box and form your own opinion. Don't just follow the popular opinion. All right, folks, this is Rich of Review Tech USA. Make sure to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for supporting my channel. Have a good one.